Hi, in this lecture, I'm going to talk about some common function issues. Now that you know how to write function, I want to show you some common problem that I have seen in the past uh, when students write function. When you write function, use the function parameters to pass data to function. Do not prompt user for input inside the function unless this is the sole purpose of the function. Maybe you are writing a function to get user input and validate the input in order to return the input. Great. For all means, using input inside the function. But if you are, say for example, calculate the area of a rectangle, you do not want to prompt user for length and width. The data is passed to the function. Another thing I see is students override the function parameter. So please do not override it. Do not override the function parameter value unless you know what you are doing. Use the return statement to return data value. Do not use the print statement to display the return value. You may see the result displayed on the screen, but no data is returned. And I want to demonstrate some of these problems here. So I have a function called myfunc1, the first function, with myparam1 and myparam2. What this function does is just return the sum of these two parameters. So I have prepared this. So let's try this in Repellent. So this is the very first function. If I run this, before I run this, what do you think the answer is going to be? The function returns the sum of the two numbers it passed to it. The numbers are 101 and 136. So if I add together, I should get the sum of 101 and 136 is 237. In this case, I use the function parameter. I pass the data to the function parameter, and this is the proper use of the function. The function returns the data, and I save the data value for later use. So what are the problems that student made that I want to show you? Here is a second function. The student changed the return into print. So I will show you what happened. So let me change this into function 2, and this now become calling function 2. If I run this program, you can argue, hey, professor, this function say 237. Great. However, nobody gets it. It displayed the answer, but during this function call in line number 5, result, as you can see, had no value because it doesn't have a return statement, no value being returned, even though you display the answer on the screen. Another thing to think about is, how do you know the user want to display this number on the screen? The user maybe take this number, the return value, do something with it. So if the function supposed to be return data, return the data. Do not print. Make sure you return that. Another common problem I see is student did not use the parameter inside the function. They actually prompt for the data. We remember you pass the data to the function through the function parameter or function argument. So in this example, I call it myfunc3. So let me change the repo it to myfunc3. And let me call this here. If I run this program, what you're gonna see is, hey, it prompt for the input, enter parameter 1, I say 10, I say 20, and then you say the sum of 101 and 136 is 30, because the function, instead of using the function parameter, it overrided what the user input. Use the function parameter. Another one I have seen in the past is they write function with no parameter, because I kept saying use function parameter because you do have one. So what they did is they just remove the parameter so I can prompt user. That solved that problem about using function parameter. Well, when you do that, take a look. Now, calling fun4, even though I can pass parameter to it, it will say, okay, I cannot pass it, so you remove this. And now you will say, hey, this function work. The sum of 101 and 36, 136 is 30, or maybe you were testing the program or the function by entering what it's supposed to be. And the program return the correct answer, and you say, great, it worked, I'm done. But it is not. I want everybody to take a look at these function pitfall. Another one that I see is you override a function. Instead of prompting user for input, you override the function parameter with some other value. So let's try this again. I call this func, my func5, and I can pass in num1, num2, and this is 5 here. And every time you run this program, it doesn't matter what your num1 and num2 is, say 111, 222, 222. It doesn't matter what your num1 and num2 is, this program always displays the same result because you hard-coded the parameter inside the function. Take a look at these pitfalls. Another one I see is did not test the function thoroughly. You might check one or two input and got the right answer, and you think it worked. You should think about expected, boundary condition, and maybe even invalid input to see what happened. All right, these are the things that a lot of times students miss. Check the test your function thoroughly, and also check your expected and the actual result. Make sure they all check out. Run. Okay.